Today, Amazing Workplaces goes in conversation with Tushar Mittal and Valentin. Welcome Tushar, welcome Valentin to Amazing Workplaces. So, Tushar, tell us something about your journey at SKV.
Hi everyone. I was working with one of the largest real estate firm, and in 2009 we have started this venture SKV. This SKV represent Studio Con Venture. So like Studio is primarily for design perspective, and then Con is construction, and then we venture like just making. So these three words become SKV. So since 2009, we are mostly in design and build. We do turnkey solutions, and in 2012, 13, we have started the contracting also, like doing large floor plates with corporates. And now in 2019, the country has a large requirement of commercial real estate. The business is growing, footprints are growing. So I think I find interestingly that content is really need to be nurtured, and and then we need to have a right community to discuss all these the new things happening, new trends are coming. So we partnered with Workplace Trends, and we started the first event in India where I think almost 30 CEOs of the large companies and architects from globally firms like Unispace and Foster Partners and many like Vodafone Technology had. Like a lot of people have joined, attended that conference, and amazing level of you can say we have seen traction, and as well as the content and the knowledge spread across, and it's really helping building this community well. And the third hat I wear, like new company, me and Valentin together conceptualize we're Happy Monday. So people generally talk about Monday blues. Okay, so I thought like there is we offices are integral part of your growth. Okay, the workplaces has to be productive, and productive in terms like your employee should like that workplace.
Right.
It should not be like you're going to office like somebody is torturing you, or you're just going for a formality's sake, or just completing your
shouldn't be a constraint.
Yeah, so it should be a happy place.
Yeah.
It should be a place where you feel productive, you feel energetic, and you feel like I want to do something, I want to create it, and that's how the Happy Monday is built. So, and second, the basic behind Happy Monday is the India or maybe any other country where like India considered to be a cheap labor continent, but now compliance and then problem of getting the right skill and timelines pressure. So I think modularity is much in demand. Modularity not in terms of the products, in terms of the design also.
Yeah.
In short time, how you present maximum or best options to the customer is required. So there are three pieces like productizing the projects. It means like productizing the design and the products, but at the same time adding a lot of productivity to whole your design perspective. It is not a good design. Good design is complementary, but it has to be a productive design.
Yeah,
there's the
efficient, productive. It's basically design internally, produce in factory, to be able to install in very quick timeline at site with extraordinary quality and a lot of design option available.
Okay, awesome. In fact, that reminds me of a story. I was talking to one of the HR heads in one of the big companies, and they said that they had an intern, and the intern left the next day. So they wanted to take a feedback from that intern. Why did you leave? I said, actually, we have a very boring office. So after taking that feedback, what they did was that they actually went in for a renovation and they changed their entire office.
So I think a very interesting perspective was given. Like in Gurgaon, there is like Google is across this road, and there are many offices in DLF campus, and people keep shuffling from here and there, and then people give feedback that what kind of comfortable life. So they were having in the X office, and now what kind of life they have. So I think millennials have different aspirations, and the patience level is very less, and the ambitions and thought process is absolutely different. So the world has a lot of exposure. What is happening in San Francisco and Silicon Valley, or other places. Earlier, you were not having that much of your knowledge, but everybody knows these days. And then offices not just a piece of real estate and procurement. Offices are a place where creativity, productivity, everything is on. So I think we have to consider all these point of view from young generations.
It's a place of living life when we know that we spend such an amount of time at work. Why we should be in a place that we don't feel comfortable, we don't feel at our ease. So the main aim of Happy Monday is to give to the end user, the end employee, a very good quality of office to enjoy itself and to come whenever you want and enjoy it.
You should wait for a Monday.
So Tushar, tell me one thing. You were mentioning about workplace trends. So what made you bring workplace trends to India, and tell us something about how it went on?
So I go globally, for a lot of events and exhibitions and seminars, and I see the quality of content is being discussed over there. The kind of presentations, and people come and really you get a lot of learning. And another big thing which I was like always feeling that India has a lot of creative people, a lot of content is being developed over here. But we are, I don't know, like we are most of the time following, which is coming from US or UK or like the Western side. But even we have a lot of material, but we are not spreading it right so other people can take help. So I was always thinking that how can we create a platform where our voice is going to the world. People are following our trends. People are listening our theory. Our way of working, and then. That's why I just spoke to Workplace Trends that guys come to India and then let's have a joint collaborative efforts and then let's create a large community. And they agreed, and then the first conference, like we have a lot of global people, but at the same time the majority of people, Indian people, those who have done really great in their field. So like Maneth has done amazing work in architecture, and a lot of co-working players, a lot of design players, real estate players, they all spoke, did a lot of collaboration, a lot of thought-provoking sessions, and also a very good property. And now everybody is willing to share their experiences, thought processes, and I think this voice will go to the world. That is our fundamental. And I think in our space, the community part is very, very important. If you don't develop a right community, if the right community is not there, how will you exchange your ideas? How will you share your knowledge? That is very important.
Okay. So you plan to do it next year also? I mean this year and then...
So it is already planned. Basically, September we will be doing, but so you always learn, So what we have learned this time, we will be implementing next year in a better way. But the purpose is not commercial. You have to understand that this workplace trends for me is not a commercial vehicle. It is a vehicle where we can, the large community can get benefit out of it, and we can really develop a large community where ideas are spread. The thought process has been made, and then new studies and new collaborative approach can be developed.
I understand. Yeah. So Valentin, coming to you. How did this collaboration with Tushar happen? I mean, you are in France and he's here. So.
It's a long story, but to make it short, I think it was in 2017. I was designing a large project for a US giant company. Tushar was executing it, and along this 9 months baby of amazing project, we share a couple of value and vision about the design.
Okay.
So when I left India a couple of years later, we stay in touch and continue to share those value, and decided together to create this a new design and much more agency, which is Happy Monday, to offer to the Indian market and the world after our vision of what can be, what should be a good design for employees.
Okay. Happy Monday is a very happy kind of a name. So, like, how did that come to be?
So I think Valentin can also he was part of that journey that when we were deciding the name. So that simple like Monday blues to how to make it Monday happy Monday. Okay,
Yeah.
so Monday denotes the workplaces, employees. Monday is like work. Okay, and then the work and then happy work. So that is like happy Monday. And more to that, I think I believe that any new creation has to be with some purpose. So when offices are we make offices to get work done or get some business done.
Yeah.
There has to be productivity, and productivity can come when we are happy. Okay, so the employee is happy, and then you are
instead of looking at numbers of productivity as a final goal for us, we also look at the happiness of the employee as the end goal. How well this person feel inside the space. And as an architect, for me, it's crucial that the space allow anybody to feel something, either to feel energetic, either to feel motivated, either to feel focus, and that Happy Monday aim for.
And it is not about only design, it is about the products. Every product which we are creating or maybe designing here, it is like some element of, that cheerness is there. That, when I sit on this particular sofa, I feel good. When I am working on this workstation, so there has to be some creative component which make you connected with that particular article and piece. It should not be just a piece of furniture. It has to be some element which liked by you, which liked by your colleagues, and that's all.
And help you work more than the furniture to sit. It's furniture that can have double use, can help collaborate with someone, can have multi usage.
Right. In fact, that reminds me that since on Amazing Workplaces also we talk about employee productivity, employee happiness. So we dig out stories related to that, how companies can make employees more productive, more happy, more energetic. I think this fits in very well with Amazing Workplaces actually.
I think
I'm glad we are doing this story with you.
I think it's trendy. It's here now. Before we were talking about the millennial. I feel a bit millennial myself. I think just at the beginning of the millennial. So as a millennial myself, I'm very careful of what kind of space I work on. So I'm very deep concerned by that too.
True. So like Tushar, you mentioned about Happy Mondays. Yeah, it is quite an interesting concept that you've come up with. But how do you plan to make Happy Mondays an integral part of an organization's culture?
So basically, a lot of organizations are already well aware of, and they are really doing very hard work and cultural changes, and as well as like a lot of improvement in their workspaces to make their employees, their partners, their millennials happy. But at the same time, how we do it, it is a long journey in terms of people, those who are well aware of, they are already implement. So we can give them solutions that you already know about it, you are already aware. Use this solution. So we are not copying the solutions. We are inventing the solutions. We are doing a lot of research in house, and we are taking the references from global research, global already development which is happening. But same time, I think in India we have to make a lot of awareness within the employees. Employees get aware about that, what the solutions make them more productive, and then they go to their HR heads or their procurement head or real estate head. That guys, listen, these things or these kind of changes will make us more productive. And I think how offices are productive. I'll just give you a little. So when you go to any relative's house or any friend's house, there are some houses you always want to go. There are some houses, even the people are very near and dear, but you want to just avoid. Why? Because there is a energy, there's a touch, there's a feel, colors, material, everything make a kind of collective that liking or disliking.
Absolutely.
So same in offices, how the walls are painted, how the fabrics are being used, how the chair or carpet, anything, everything collectively make a liking or disliking. So I think that awareness, and these days social media is a big platform where you give your thought process to the world, and articles, and so we are really doing a lot of content generation, so people can be aware, and I think it is not expensive. The important part is making good offices doesn't mean that you have to spend more money. It is about a right thought process need to be involved in that development. I think Valentin can add to this, that how we are trying to make this revolution. So Valentin.
Yeah, obviously we can set the trend and people get aware, always showing them the studies, how more efficient if we design the space in that way or in that way. That of course will take time and will educate the people. But also to the simple way, or much more simple, is to with our furniture, without changing the entire office. The CEO, the HR, whatever department responsible of the well-being inside the office can quickly purchase or get those products and refurbish in a way quickly, very shortly, the space without changing too much. But with adding a lot of sense for meeting space, for collaboration space, cafeteria space, with those furniture help a lot.
And I think these days everybody understands it's not a piece of only procurement or real estate decision. It is so HR has a big role to play, that how offices look, and we are making a lot of awareness about it. So in workplace standards, if you see that we have invited a lot of CEOs and HR, because this is a decision which company has to make.
Absolutely.
What kind of culture they want to develop, what culture or what kind of environment or atmosphere they want to develop. So I think it's a very, very thoughtful decision.
I know companies are investing a lot on retaining employees.
Yes. It's a
And
big
how
problem.
the environment looks, I think that's a very important piece in this.
It is not about only color and fabrics. It is about overall, even like how you go out, how you go in, how your cafeteria give you access, and
Exactly.
everything.
A good example you just mentioned, for example, it's a cafeteria. A lot of companies can think the cafeteria as a place to eat from 12 to 1, 12 to 2. But it's more than that. The cafeteria, it's a place of exchange, discussion. So, of course, the design of the cafeteria is important. The furniture is the quality of the tea, coffee served there. Everything is important. Plus of the green inside the cafeteria. So, from a point of just eating with a chair and a table to a place of meeting, of having maybe a whiteboard nearby, and during lunch we have a discussion more freely than in the enclosed space. We suddenly had those crazy ideas while eating, and we mark them, we exchange with someone in front. We feel well, we take another coffee and we go back to work, but we didn't waste our time. And we feel well, engaged.
I think that's where the changes are
Exactly,
happening.
exactly.
So coming to the last question, Tushar and Valentin, what is the future of Happy Mondays?
So I think future of Happy Monday is good productivity. But yes, so
Happiness.
happiness is also one of the. So when we were thinking about this whole idea, the concern was in mind that how this construction industry, or maybe like this office industry, how can you scale up? Like biggest company in India is not more than that 500 crore rupees company. Like 30-40 years after spending that much of time, even scale up is not happening. You can't scale your company because you can't spread that kind of idea or that much of that IP in every place. So I think Happy Monday has a big thinking plan. We are using technology and we are planning to take it to the global. Again, like you want to go global from here, and then I think we are developing designs, products, and we are giving you a complete solution also. So once everything is settled, then we will be starting, replicating it to different cities and then different countries also. We are getting very good response for our products from different, few countries, and few people are really liking our, the approach of, designing. So if last November 15th we have launched this concept, and till November or January 15th. Wherever we have given our ideas and pitch, the success rate is 100%. So fundamentally, my message to the entrepreneurs or other architects and designers, this is a very large business industry.
Yeah.
30,000 crores of industry available in India. We need to think a little differently. We need to invest in this business, your time, your money, and the big picture is there.
Awesome. I think that brings us to the end of this conversation. And it was wonderful having both of you here. I'm sure our audience are going to love Happy Mondays. And a lot of corporates are going to listen about it, see it, and come to you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much.